Okay, this is part one of the California DMV written renewal test for seniors. Let's get started. If you are being tailgated, you should move to another lane or slowly decrease your speed. That's right, by doing this, you help maintain a safe distance. All right, let's move on to the next one. If you are involved in a collision, you must exchange your insurance information with anyone involved in the collision. Exchanging these details is key for handling claims properly. Next up, if you are driving and there is a school zone, you should slow down and obey the posted speed limit. Slowing down here is crucial for the safety of children. Let's keep it going. At an intersection with a stop sign, you should look left first, then right, then left again. This ensures you catch any oncoming traffic. Moving on. If you were driving and there is a one-way sign, you should drive in the direction of the arrow. Following the arrow helps you avoid any violations. Next, if you see a no U-turn sign, you should not make a U-turn. Keeping to the rules prevents dangerous maneuvers. On to the next. When you see a school bus with its red lights flashing, you must stop, regardless of your direction of travel. Stopping for a school bus protects children as they board or exit. Moving along. When driving on a multi-lane road, the blank lane is for slower moving traffic, rightmost. Staying in the right lane when appropriate helps maintain smooth traffic flow. Let's continue. Pedestrians have the right of way at all times. Always yielding to pedestrians is essential for their safety. Next one, if you are driving and there is a funeral procession, you should yield the right of way until the procession has passed. Giving way in a funeral procession shows respect and keeps traffic safe. Moving on. If you are driving and feel tired, you should pull over and rest. Taking a break when tired is crucial to prevent accidents. Next, if you are driving and there is a no U-turn sign, you should not make a U-turn. Might seem silly, but always follow the posted signs for your safety. Let's continue. When driving in rain, you should decrease your speed. Reducing your speed in rain helps you maintain control on wet roads. Next one. When you see a bicycle lane sign, you should expect a bicyclist on the roadway or shoulder. Be alert for bicyclists to ensure everyone's safety on the road. Onward. When you see a yield sign in your driving lane, you must slow down and let vehicles crossing your path go first. Yielding appropriately helps prevent potential collisions. Let's keep moving. When parking uphill with a curb, you should turn your wheels away from the curb. This positioning helps prevent your car from rolling backwards. Next, if your vehicle starts to hydroplane, you should steer in the direction you want to go. Steering in the desired direction is key to regaining control. Moving on. If you are driving and your vehicle begins to overheat, you should turn off the air conditioner and turn on the heater. This action helps reduce the engine load and cool it down. Next up, if you are driving and your vehicle's tire blows out, you should grip the steering wheel firmly and allow the vehicle to slow down. Staying in control during a tire blowout is critical for safety. Next, if you are driving and there is a slippery when wet sign, you should slow down and increase your following distance. Adjusting your speed and spacing helps you avoid accidents in slippery conditions. All right, let's move on to part two of the test. When two vehicles arrive at an intersection at the same time, who has the right of way? The vehicle on the right. This rule keeps things orderly at intersections. Next, if you are driving and there is a blind pedestrian crossing the street, you should stop and allow them to cross. Stopping for a blind pedestrian is essential for their safety. Moving on. When you see a flashing yellow traffic signal at an intersection, you should slow down and cross the intersection carefully. This signal tells you to proceed with caution. Next up, if you are driving and your vehicle starts to skid, you should turn the steering wheel in the direction you want to go. Steering into the skid is the proper technique to regain control. Moving along. If you are driving and there is a merging traffic sign, you should be prepared for vehicles entering your lane. Staying alert for merging vehicles is key for safe driving. Next, if you are driving and there is a T intersection sign, you should be prepared to yield to cross traffic. Yielding at a T intersection helps prevent collisions. Moving on. In California, it is illegal to use a cell phone while driving unless you are using a hands-free device. Using a hands-free device keeps you within the law and safer on the road. Next one. When driving in fog, you should use low beam headlights. Low beams reduce glare and improve visibility in foggy conditions. Onward. If you're driving and encounter an aggressive driver, you should avoid eye contact and give them plenty of space. Keeping your distance helps diffuse a tense situation. Next, if you are driving and a dust storm blows across the freeway, causing reduced visibility, you should pull off the road completely and turn off your lights. This maneuver helps prevent accidents during a dust storm. Moving along, if you are driving and there is a yield ahead sign, you should be prepared to yield the right of way. Anticipating the need to yield makes for safer driving. Next, if you are driving and there is a tornado, you should get out of your vehicle and find a low-lying area to lie down in. Taking this action minimizes your risk during a tornado. Moving on, if you are driving and there is a pedestrian in a crosswalk, you should stop and allow them to cross. Stopping for pedestrians is both safe and legally required. Next one, when you see livestock on the roadway, you should slow down or stop. Slowing down or stopping helps you avoid accidents with animals. Let's continue. If you are driving and there is a do not block intersection sign, you should keep the intersection clear at all times. Keeping the intersection clear prevents traffic congestion and accidents. Next, the speed limit in a residential area, unless otherwise posted, is 25 miles per hour. This limit is set to keep neighborhoods safe. Moving on, if you are driving and start to feel drowsy, you should pull over and rest. Pulling over when drowsy is a vital safety measure. Next, a flashing red traffic light means stop and proceed when safe. Think of it as a temporary stop sign until the light turns solid. Onward. If you are driving and there is a divided highway begin sign, you should watch for a barrier or median ahead. Being alert for these changes helps you adjust your driving. Next, if you are driving and a motorcyclist is passing you, you should maintain your speed and lane position. Keeping your lane and speed ensures safety for both you and the motorcyclist. Let's move on to part 3 of the test. If you are driving and see a two-way traffic sign, you should watch for vehicles coming from the opposite direction. This sign warns you to be cautious of oncoming traffic. Next, when driving in fog, you should use low beam headlights. Using low beams improves visibility in foggy conditions. Moving on. If you are driving and encounter a dust storm, you should pull over to the side of the road and turn off your lights. This action helps you stay safe during sudden poor visibility. Next, if you are involved in an accident and someone is injured, you should not move the injured unless they are in immediate danger. Moving injured individuals improperly could cause further harm. Onward. If a ball rolls into the street while you're driving, you should continue driving and watch for children. Stay alert, a ball might be followed by children. Next, when a pedestrian is crossing the street with a guide dog or a white cane, you should yield the right of way. Extra caution here ensures the pedestrian's safety. Moving along, if a vehicle is merging into your lane, you should slow down to allow the vehicle to merge. Adjusting your speed creates a safer merging space. Next, when you see a triangular sign that is red and white, it means it is a yield sign. This sign tells you to give way to other traffic. Onward. When you park on a hill and are headed uphill with a curb, you should turn your wheels away from the curb. This technique helps prevent your car from rolling back. Next, if a vehicle is merging into your lane on a freeway, you should be prepared for vehicles entering your lane. Staying vigilant makes for a smoother drive. Moving on. When you see a do not enter sign, you should turn around because the road is for one-way traffic. Recognizing this sign helps avoid heading the wrong way. Next, if you see a no right turn sign, you should not make a right turn. Following this sign keeps you safe and legal. Onward. If you are driving slower than other traffic on a freeway, you should use the right lane. Using the right lane helps maintain smooth traffic flow. Next, when you approach a roundabout, you should yield to traffic already in the roundabout. Yielding here is essential to avoid collisions. Moving on. A green arrow showing with a red traffic light means you can go in the direction of the arrow. Even though the main light is red, the arrow gives you the right of way. Next, if you see a lane end sign, you should merge into the other lane when it is safe. This ensures a smooth transition as the road narrows. Onward. If your vehicle starts to skid, you should turn the steering wheel in the direction you want to go. This is the proper technique for regaining control. Next, a solid yellow line on your side of the road means no passing. Obeying this rule helps maintain safety on the road. Moving on, when you hear a siren, you should pull over to the right and stop. This allows emergency vehicles to pass safely. Next, if you see a no passing zone sign, you should not pass other vehicles. Following this sign keeps traffic safe for everyone. Okay, that was everything for today. Thank you for taking part in this California DMV written renewal test for seniors. Remember to review any areas you found challenging, and good luck on your renewal. Drive safely, and see you in the next video.